demonstration together with others peacefully and unarmed and petition. So if you are in such a gathering and somebody comes here, tries to deprive you of your right, you have the right, ladies and gentlemen, to actually petition. The Constitution states it. Clause B, freedom of association, which includes the freedom of form and join association or union-like trade, unions like trade unions or other political and public organizations. The freedom of speech in 9(1)(a), every person has a right of freedom of expression, and this includes freedom of press and other media. And this is why I was telling you about the journalists, I was telling you about the radio stations, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much. My name is Joel. I'm from Kabale University. You stated it out very well that freedom is a right, not a privilege. Now, the government or the state has the mandate to protect citizens' security. Now, the same constitution gives the right that you say is a right, not a privilege, to demonstrate. So how is government supposed to keep the rights of its citizens by protecting their security and not infringing on their rights? Since you are saying it is a right, not a privilege.
Thank you.
How are they supposed to do that?
Thank you, Jerome.
Thank you very much. My name is Musinjeru, Lake University. I'm of the view that the way we are discussing these matters is more of a personal issue than a developmental issue. When we are to assess the freedom of speech and you are basing your opinion on stopping them, on limiting them on what they say, sometimes we misuse our freedom. Sometimes people discuss these matters on public radio stations on a more personal level, and they use inciting violence words. Someone says something on a more personal, of course everything that involves feelings involves violence somewhere and anger somewhere. So if you say something that is really going to cause trouble in the country, then you have to come and limit your freedom. You're not just taking it away. Thank you very much.
You have quoted within the Constitution that everybody has the right to the freedom of speech and association and assembly as long as it is peaceful and unarmed and it is petition. So, are we sure that all the people that are holding the assemblies are having it peacefully?
Thank you.
Are we sure that everyone is unarmed? Thank you.
The last one at the back.
It's unfortunate that some of us are unable to realize and appreciate the freedom that we have in the country. On that note, you suggested we quoted, right is not a privilege, is an entitlement. You are very right. And you said our being here went through consulting the RDC, the DPC. Then my inquiry comes. How would they know the wrongful gathering and the rightful gathering if those responsible to protect the rightful gathering are not informed?
My brother Joram, I talked about the government and I told you I was coming to the way forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was telling you this is a summarized version of a copy of the Constitution. That Constitution might be too expensive for you. This might be a cheap document for you. The reason the government came up with this is simply to avail you a copy of the organ that runs this country. If you are not informed of your rights, ladies and gentlemen, I doubt you would even be seated here. I doubt you'd be listening to me now. So the responsibility of the government and what it is doing is to give civic education to its nationals. Let's agree, yes, the freedom is not 100% per se free, but the government is playing its role to you as the nationals. It is your responsibility to know your rights.
My name is Joel. IUIU in the campus. You do not seem to draw the distinction between the given fundamental rights that Uganda as a government or as a country has upheld. I want you to extend an appreciation to this government of Uganda that even when in one way or the other it has limited your fundamental rights, it has also promoted them. Just as during the time of creation, God made them of females and males, gave them life, but after sinning, he limited them and ordained them to die. In the same way, the country does promote your rights. But when you come to enjoy them and you are infringing on another person's right, what do you expect them to do for you?
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, moderator. I would like to ask the panelists. You just stated something that the freedom is not 100% free. Why should we call it freedom when it's not 100% free? And the other thing I would like to inquire is, if really you are given rules and procedures to follow to enjoy your freedom, are you really a first-class citizen of your country?
Thank you.
Even we here, we've not given you freedom to finish your points that you have there. And people are saying there is freedom, they're denying you the freedom to finish your points, they're saying there is freedom. I've stood up to give you an energizer to finish your points.
Thank you very much, Omar. I want to begin with the Kampala University. What we are debating here, ladies and gentlemen, is a statutory statement. Freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of association, okay? We are debating a statutory statement. So when I say it is a freedom, I don't mean it is actually free, but I'm trying to tell you, and I'm trying to explain to you that yes, it is supposed to be free statutorily, but no, what are we seeing on the ground? Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me go straight to my ways forward. The youth involvement. You as the youth have a responsibility to these freedoms. Nobody, ladies and gentlemen, is going to come to you and bring you freedom if you want to fight for it. It's yours. Look for it, fetch it. 2, independence of the implementation organs. Who are we apprehending here? The biggest problem is the police. The biggest problem is probably the army. Are they independent? No. So, it means, therefore, the central government have a responsibility to make independent the implementation organs, the police, the military. 3, what else do we have? The legislators, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody has been talking about the POMA, the Public Order Management Act. Ladies and gentlemen, if the legislators know very well that Chapter 4, Article 29 of this Constitution clearly indicates that we have freedoms of speech, assembly, and association, the legislators should never have thought of the POMA. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I would like to thank my fellow panelists who have defined everything that I'm supposed to define in my definitions. I'll go straight to tell you that in Uganda, we don't have freedom, but we have selective freedom aiming at specific individuals. I'll start by telling you that on 30th October last year, Mutesa Oro University organized a beauty pageant. But do you know what happened? The guest of honor, Mama Mbabas, was stopped from attending our function and it was put on hold. Is that on freedom? I would like to inform you that on 24th October 2014, Hotel Brevard, there was a civil society forum aimed at talking about electoral process in Uganda. But hardly had Kizza Besigye stepped in the room like this. After 10 minutes, he was told to march out. Is that freedom of association in Uganda? I'll continue by telling you that on hours after President Museveni announced that Amama Mbabazi is no longer the Prime Minister of Uganda, we saw a group of ladies dressed in yellow uniform and t-shirts and being escorted by police van, carrying them to NRM offices. Hours after. And the Public Order Management Act says that if you are to organize something like a demonstration, it should be 7 days, but it was after hours. Can you imagine? Is that freedom of expression in Uganda? If it were for the opposition, would we be seeing police transporting them to the headquarters? I'll also continue to inform you that it is in Uganda where the journalists don't have safety and protection. On 12th this year, 12th January, do you know what happened to the Wapo Broadcasting Services journalist? He was hit several times on the head and hospitalized for I don't know how long. Is that freedom? Is that freedom for a journalist to carry out his duties? I'm giving you a way forward. I'm advising the police, we are suggesting the police should be independent for all Ugandans. If you are to transport supporters of NRM, transport those of FDC too. Next, I'm also suggesting that in Uganda, we are also suggesting that the government should be in position to grant respect to the fourth estate. They have a right. It is the fourth estate. The media, it is very important because it provides important information to us. But why do you distort them when they are carrying out their duty? We are also suggesting that the youth, it is our future, not in the future. We should stand and be the youth. We are suggesting that we shouldn't just stop, but we should stand by and carry out actions. Actions, somebody will ask me which actions? The actions are now. I will not tell you to go to the bush. Our bush is here. So please, I'm telling you, I'm asking you that let us come, all of us here, and carry out that. In my conclusion, I'm concluding. Liberty lies in the hearts of men and women. When it dies there, no constitution, no law, no court can save it. Justice heart. Thank you so much.
Information.
I would like to inform you that the youth in Uganda are not cooperative about what they are doing. I'm going to give you an instance. We are having Mambaba's scandal. Today the youth has question goes to the Prime Minister. Why is it that there has been more action on basic than any other opposition leader?
The presenters articulately saying that our action is supposed to be here, like the things we are doing right now. I want to put it to him that by us coming here every day, talking, eating breakfast and lunch will not solve the problems of Uganda. It's by producing pressure groups and going to the streets and pressurizing government that will bring change to Uganda, not by coming there and just listen and go back home. Thank you very much. Have a good University Uganda.
Thank you.
I want to tell you that being here, it is you and me. When you are taught this, when you learn, it is up to you to go to the village, tell another person that wasn't here. When it reaches 2016, call that person, go with him, vote for the right leader that you want. Thank you so much. I'll also talk of Busoga University, the person who asked that, how can you make a demonstration peaceful? That is the role of the police. That is the role of the police. That is why the police is there to keep law and order. Thank you so much. Next, I'll go to the beauty pageant. I think it was well answered by Mutesa Roy University, Honorable there. There was right procedures. We invited Amama Mbabas. We passed through the right procedures. Is that freedom of speech and assembly? I will also, again, continue with my way forward. I would like to tell you that this government, we are suggesting that it should grant opposition a fair ground of taking part in the politics of this country. Because it is through opposition that you will have different and unique ideas that will help in the development of this country. I thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, in Uganda, we have a unique culture where people convene and discuss. When we convene, we talk about any issue and every issue. For example, we can talk about food. Those who take beers, they take beers. Those who have money, they talk about money. We politicians, we talk about politics. Accountability, because the government is corrupt. Ladies and gentlemen, these things always happen in bars, markets,
mosques, churches, and weddings. Ladies and gentlemen, we had another issue which is undermining the duties of citizens. This is under national objectives and directive principles of the state policy.
We have listened to you. However, you have no case. In those 4 minutes they've given you, yes, we know how to speak, assembly, and so on. Is that why we are here to listen? You have no case. Please, we just want to listen to your case. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. My question was, brevity is the soul of the ways. In this regard, you may analyze the correlation between freedom of association and any evident or act. Thank you so much.
Before we discuss about freedom of speech, you should first bring facts to the House. How? Because the law is not as old as mankind. Are we supposed to enjoy our freedom as we used those days of the state of nature of the Lord Jungle, or as or currently where we are under the rule of law after the social contract?
Thank you very much, our current speaker. However, my humble inquiry to you is that, with very clear evidence, would you cite when the president stopped the religious leaders from talking about Ugandan politics? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Presenter. I want to actually inform the speaker who just quoted that the president warned religious leaders to not use churches as platforms for politics. I think, to me, he was right. Thank you.
The topic of today is well stated that freedom of speech, expression, and association in Uganda. Which way forward? So may you please give us the way forward? Thank you.
Personally, my way forward is my quest to find the real definition of the word democracy, because each and everything is rotating on democracy. With the youth, let us go back and get the meaning of democracy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the panelists. Can I have a round of applause for them? We're opening up to you. All right, 1 minute. I'll start with the front table. It's good to sit at the front. The sun shines on you first. Kampala University, Chambogo University, Bugema.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my comment is very brief and clear. The people you see in this world working actually are divided into 2 categories. One, we have people who make things happen. Secondly, we have people who watch as things are happening. And lastly, we have the group of people who ask what happened. So, brothers and sisters, it's high time we identify the category in which we fall. Thank you so much.
I sleep in RN.
But you're not putting on yellow.
But the Bible says that open rebuke is better than hidden love. I'm telling you, we really need freedom of speech in Uganda. Thank you so much.
You know that Uganda is the #1 country in the world, the best home for refugees. That means that emanates from the freedom of association and the name of them. So, Honorable House, I want to finish here and say that, for example, prevention of our mama brothers from going to officiate in whatever occasion, and other isolated examples given do not amount to say Uganda doesn't have freedom of association. Thank you very much. God bless you.
You say that the government is corrupt, and in the 2006 report, General Kihola said that for that to take place, it has to be a two-way party. That means there is the corrupt and the corruptee.
So who should be blamed in Uganda? The government or we also the people? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I came all the way from northern Uganda. Center for Constitutional Governance has given me mandate to associate with my fellow youth from all regions, the part of this country. Are we not associating? Don't we have freedom of association?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
To me, I would say that freedom of speech, or rather take it as freedom of someone who has right. They have discovered that freedom has gone to people who are in one party and they have left us. So we should come out and show our freedom. Thank you very much.
To the panelists, I appreciate them, though they all spoke in one language, and to their argument it seems though like they cannot see that to a great extent we've had some rights in Uganda promoted. I want to put it to you that even when you've not had them enjoyable freedom, they have been promoted when get back from the people of Uganda.
Mine goes to Mr. Samuel Nono, who said that when we have the right to express ourselves, therefore we should use it unlimited. Okay? I just want to inform him that when we are reading the Constitution, we just don't read those articles that favor us. We read the Constitution in totality. Okay? There is Article 45 that limits all your rights so long as they do not interfere with other people's rights. Thank you.
What should we do as Ugandans? Ugandans should join hands to fight against the denial of freedom of speech in any corner. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, my view is if the Constitution can deny the president absolute powers and people also have something to contribute as far as the country and the freedoms are concerned. Thank you.
Thank you.
We like citing examples of demonstrations being dispersed. Cite an example of a walk to work where a poor woman selling bananas was stolen on the street by the people. So our failure to control our own demonstrations to first of all business and then we fight for that. Thank you very much.
For long, Uganda have not had their own money, public money. Even in global democracies, like the UK, America, they have these laws. You don't have to go and demonstrate in the market all of a sudden. However, this law must not go to the Constitution. So I think we should look at the provisions that are constitutional, and I think the mandate is even submitted all these matters before the Constitutional Court. Thank you.
Always a pleasure to be the moderator of the university's interface. Ladies and gentlemen, viewing us from wherever you're viewing us,